Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, yeah. Sign in. Says I'm signed in. Signed in. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. New sign in. All right. Yeah. I was gonna say that's cool. But folks, we made it. It is episode 18, week 9. So again, we're doing this 2 a week. I just met some neighbors a moment ago, and I keep rushing back in because it's 11:30 already. So we got to get the show on the road. But I figured today would be kind of a look into this like ADHD mindset and what it's like to latch onto something, really go into that rabbit hole, and what kind of comes out of it. And you're like, well, what are you talking about, sir? Elaborate. This is on the topic of radon. Yeah. You're like, wait, what? Radon, of all topics, is going to be the focus of our live stream today. And that requires us to first go back in time a little bit. So let's go back in time to March 25th. On March 25th, we got this thing in the mail. And here we go. For those of you who are not watching the video or who are going to be just listening, audio only, according to this, thing by the Health Canada here, radon gas causes lung cancer, le radon. And it's actually in every home in Canada because long-term exposure to high radon levels is the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. So, if you are a smoker, but going back over here, lung cancer is the most common cancer in Canada and has a low survival rate. Cancer is bad. Now, are you at risk? Radon is an invisible radioactive gas. Only way to know is to test it. Okay, and so there's some options here, and I feel like the music might be a little loud, but maybe that's just in my head. So the whole idea is to first purchase this long-term kit, and afterwards test it, right? And afterward, kind of take action and do something about it. But it's always important. Hold up. If we go back to big screen over here, to be able to see my chat, which I am unable to see. So, hey, if you are checking in, thank you. If you are watching this on VODs down the road, thank you as well. But leave a comment there. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about these particular streams. If you like them, awesome. It encourages me to keep doing them. If you're like, why bother? Well, same thing, right? Like, I guess just say like, I'm not interesting, and then move along. That's all there is to it. Anyway, get back on topic here. What are we talking about? We're talking about radon. Radon gas causes cancer, causes lung cancer. So it tells us to go over here to testforradon.ca. And that's exactly what I did. So follow along with me on this little journey here as we go back in time. Go back to radon.ca and collectively go down this rabbit hole together. Radon.ca. Clearly not the right page, right? Like I done goofed. Test for radon.ca. Radon.ca, on the other hand, though, we'll bring you right over here. It feels like I'm looking at a periodic table. It's a radioactive chemical element. There you go. A group 8 of the periodic system. Atomic number 86. Inert gas, blah, blah, blah. Now, sure. But we want to go to testforradon.ca. Right? So let's just run that back. Boom. Test for radon. Oh. Bum, 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 ba, ba, bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba, da, da, bum, bum. All right. Anyway, let's keep going here. It encourages us to don't guess and test. Okay, I'm sure. Let's follow along over here. Radon is, again, this is just following along with what Canada, the government of Canada here gave us. I should also kind of run that back and kind of restart and say, hey, before we get into any of this kind of sciencey stuff, I am not a medical professional. Right, here we go. This is the disclaimer. I do have an educational background in biochemistry with a specialization in molecular genetics. but I've actually not used that at all. Like I went to school for this stuff, but ever since joining the teaching profession, I've always been a French, math, most recently business, comp sci teacher. So yeah, biochemistry, I'm kind of out of the loop with this stuff. Okay. Anyway, let's get back into it. Exactly. Yes, Kurtoni. I'm so glad that's the energy that we're channeling, and you picked up on it. Fantastic. That is exactly what I'm going for. Like, not like cringe humor, but yo, let's learn. So hashtag teach people. So don't guess. Test. Okay, this is your radon guide. Now let's get educated here. Radon is a what? It's a naturally occurring radioactive gas. According to radon.ca, it's in group 8 inert gases, and it comes from the breakdown of uranium and rocks in soil. If your home has contact with the ground, you have radon, which means, well, a home, right? Like a home. If you're in a condominium, then I guess the ground floor or the basement floor. The question then is how much? And the only way to know is to test. So again, this is kind of one of those, welcome to the classroom. We're going to give you the literature, but we're going to read along together kind of things. Maybe this is also my chance to test my ability to read. Maybe we'll really crank this one up a notch and just hide my face altogether. Over time, exposure to high radon level can cause lung cancer. In fact, radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. There are simple actions you can take to reduce your risk. It all starts with testing your home to see whether your radon level is high or not. How are we doing there? Are we selling it? Can I be? Can I pivot into voice acting? I don't know. But here we go. We are gonna continue to keep rolling through and learning. We're learning today. This guide is interactive. You'll be asked questions throughout, which are then used to personalize your information and your needs. And you're also free to choose to respond or not to respond. So I will respond, right? And that's kind of the whole idea here. Is imagine you or me, you and I, right, together, both got this thing in the mail, and it was like, hey, like, this might kill you. As a homeowner, y'all should pay attention. Like, right? Like, I would hope that you would pay attention too. So analytics data from your session is aggregated, blah, blah, blah. I agree. Sign my soul away. Oh, look at that. What a flex. Look at that. I'm all grown up now, folks. Boom. I did it. Have I tested my home for radon before? No, I have not tested yet. Okay. But more on that in a little bit, because for those of you who follow me on Instagram, that's say less. That's my last name, .less. That's, there's a little thing that you might have seen in one of the little teaser videos. Do I plan on testing my home for radon? Yes, I do plan on doing that. Now, testing is simple and inexpensive. You can order a DIY test kit online and have it delivered straight to your home. Of course, you want to make sure it's the lengthy kit. I do plan. Okay. Do I already have a test kit? Let's pretend that I don't. I do actually have a test kit, but because I actually decided to go in a different route. Okay. So for those of you who are following along on the video here, you'll notice that I got this. What's this thing called? Air things. Okay, and this is a permanent thing that I've purchased for the home, as opposed to a test kit, because I priced it out. Like, I've already done this deep dive, this rabbit hole thing, and what it comes down to is having a dedicated, I guess, home air purify monitor. I don't know how those words go together to like string together. Let me try this one more time. An air monitor for your home that monitors the air quality. I feel like you could use fewer words to say that, but I think that's a little clearer. It's just better to have one that's dedicated, as opposed to however much it is to send it back and wait for lab results. Just getting something that updates in real time just makes a little more sense. At least to me, it does. Right, and justifies the cost associated with it. You be the judge of that as we continue to work through this together. All right, continuing on. Do I have a home test kit? Let's assume we don't. Boop. Here are some things to keep in mind when choosing. Okay, we want to make sure that it is a long-term kit. So this is a 3-month plus, not a quick little ting. And it even says here they're suggested, kind of retailers. Select a test kit provided that's listed on this site. Okay, check the lab processing fees and the return blah blah, and then contact. So we'll just kind of open that in a new tab for now. We'll come back to that in a moment. And then ready to get my kit. So that's pretty much it. Actually, I think this links me. Is it the exact same site? Pretty much, right? Yeah. It's the exact same host, right? So anyway, here we are. We're going to buy our kit now. Again, this is from Canada, endorsed by the government. But off we go. Here are our options. And again, maybe hide myself here for a second. We've got Mr. Radon. I have no idea. Can never make the connection. What Mr. Radon Incorporated specializes in. Winnipeg Home Services. Excuse me. I gotta find a way to get a microphone with a mute button, or put the mixer on the same side. But anyway, excuse me there. Winnipeg Home Services, Lung Association, because obviously we don't want lung cancer. The Radon Environment, but look how out of province these are. Right, they're all in Alberta, and really what I should be looking at would be Ontario, right? Because I'm from Ontario. It would make sense, right? The very first pick over here, Mr. Radon, bloop. And this long-term radon test kit is $73, and that little air things that I got is about 120. I think that's what it came up to at the end. So I mean, that's the breakdown, right? But the return postage is not included. So get this little thing that I have to set up, and then send it back. What do I have to do here? 91 days. Okay. Health Canada recommends long-term testing of a minimum of 91 days. And we're using this technology known as RadTrack here, to monitor air quality over a period of 3 months. And at the end, you send back the thing. You pay for the postage too, and then they'll send you a report, and you gotta do something about it, right? So this is very much a case of, like peace of mind. That if there is an issue, like if there's a radon problem, like you're living in that space anyway. But the question is, would you rather know and do something about it, or is ignorance bliss, right? And that's the, I don't know, that's the, I guess, the first consideration. The next one is if you're living in a high rise, right? So you're not living in a basement. Like I really think it's for folks who are living in the basement who need to be the most concerned about this. But if you're living in a condominium, if you're living in an apartment, anything with multiple floors, I don't think you have much to worry about, right? So again, this is an unnecessary expenditure. But then that kind of leaves us with, the homeowner category, the folks who got this little card in the mail. The guys like me who are like, hey, I'm just going to hop on Amazon and spend more than the recommended, 73 and change. It's probably going to be more now. #tariffs. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at a competitor, right? I don't know, but you tell me. Like, if you were in my position, would you want that peace of mind? So that's Mr. Radon, okay, Ontario. Let's find another one from Ontario. Control F. Okay, for those of you who are, I don't know, looking to be more computer literate. I think one of the first, most valuable thing you can learn probably is, I don't know, Alt Tab. Right, allows you to change windows. Look at all these windows that I got going on. This is the card that started it all. Okay, this is what started the journey. Alt Tab's the first one. Windows tab that allows you to set different desktops, and Control F. Okay, and Control F allows you to find on your page here, which you'll notice this little black box. Ontario is what I'm searching for. Every instance of Ontario, like Mr. Radon Incorporated, Pension Limited. Okay, 70 bucks and change. Let's round it up to 80. Order your radon detector. Oh, here, look, let's look at this infographic together. Oh, I lost it. Control plus, okay, to control mouse wheel to zoom. Okay, hang on. Let's put this picture there. That's what I want to do. Take a moment to just, study this with y'all. But here we go. Okay, the idea is that, as these rocks are broken down, okay, in order to set the foundation, lay the foundation of your home, ultimately radon will find its way right into your home. So particularly your basement. Okay, that's going to be the most affected. But really, you want to also be focusing on where the ventilation system goes to. Okay, maybe not as much of a worry on the ground floor. Why? Because there's always a lot of air circulation there. Okay, there's some science. There is some science to this. It's not just scare tactics. Okay, so let's see what pension radon detector here has. Oh, very similar idea, right? Just this little box. We don't want the short term. We want the long term. That is what we want. Yes, Alt F4 so you don't get get free money in online games. That's right. That's Kryptonian. I knew I could count on you. It's like that. What's that? The Nigerian prince joke. I'm sitting on all these millions. Like, don't they understand? I'm just trying to give it away. Anyway, but long-term radon detectors. Okay. Bloop. Oh, yo, this is intense. All right, so this one's a little cheaper. Okay, 55. But clearly the once you incorporate other fees and things. What was it again? The competitor was 70. Oh, what the heck is this? My connection is not private. What the hell is happening here? View consumer report. What? What's wrong with this page? It's PDF. What's wrong with this? Back to safety, advanced. Turn on enhanced. Okay, but unsafe. This is unsafe. Are we gonna live dangerously? I think we're gonna live dangerously, folks. Look at that. Oh my goodness! We opened a PDF. It is compromised. There goes all my personal info. Here's the 2023 report. Again, this is literally how my mind works, right? Like, I'm just gonna jump around all over the place while still staying somewhat focused. The point here is just to learn more about all these different performance things. Look at this, air things. My thing's an air things. Plug in. Accepted. That's good. At least there's the reassurance that I got the right product. But I'm not seeing those little boxes. Like the ones that I guess you have to send back. But I think these are... Oh, let's see here. The following devices are not recommended. And why are they not recommended? Because there's a recall for them. Like, so imagine that. Like buying a safety device that you think is going to... look out for your personal safety. For example, your solar eclipse glasses. And then you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't have paid for the low budget ones that came from a suspicious vendor. And I guess the exact same thing over here when it comes to anything health related. You want to take the time to, really kind of look into it and just don't accept things at face value. I think it's important. Right? It's important to do your research. Back in the corner I go. Boop. Kryptonian, I think I've still got you here, hopefully. But that was risky. Ooh. But again, we can buy 3 of these as well. If we're not happy, okay, we can save a few bucks. Look at that, 55 for 1. All right, 150 for 3. The deals just keep on giving. Save 15 bucks. So that's pension. All right. Now that we've done the math and math be mathing, we're going to look at our last option here. Wait, one more? No, that's it. 2? Really? Yikes. Okay, well, that concludes that. So, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Hey, so where do we go? Well, let's dive into this together. I decided to pull the plug on, or pull the trigger. My goodness, pull the plug. That's depressing. But yeah, I decided to get this little thing here, and I guess the goal here is to set this up and see what it's like. It's now now it's now an unboxing video. Oh, I really should have done the camera on the side. Can I still set that up? Is that too late? Well, it'll go through. I think it's too late now. Shucks. Yeah, we're just gonna unbox together. It's not very exciting. So here's a box. We're now opening said box. Inside that box, actually, this is just a sleeve. This is the sleeve. So sad. What am I doing? I don't want to rip this thing. I guess I do have to rip this thing. Be right back. I'm gonna get a little blade here. Here. Okay, we're back. We're looking at stuff. We're opening stuff. I'm trying to be less of a barbarian here and actually open things properly and not just rip everything to shreds. I don't foresee this being an issue, but if for some reason there's a need to return stuff, it looks more presentable, right? But it's not all dog-eared, so to speak. All right, there we go. So we did it. Okay, we opened it up. Didn't make a mess of everything. Paper things off now. And from this, it reveals a box. Ta-da! And inside that box, there's going to be probably another box. Oh, look at that. Fancy. So once you open that box up, here's what we're looking at. Okay. How's that? I still have much to learn with regards to how to position objects and lighting. There you go. A little slogan: breathe better, live better. Breathe better, live better. Okay. Off we go. And once we flip that and open it up, here's our little air purifier. I guess the first thing to do is probably to plug it in, charge it. Yep. Comes with little 3M strips. And then from here, it's just a matter of setting up the app, plugging her in. I think that's it, really. And then following the on-screen instructions. And I don't think this needs to be plugged in all the time either, which is nice. On the back here, there's this classic little plastic tab. Pull the little tab. And you can either use these little, rubber feet that says, again, breathe better, live better. Bloop. Or I guess you can also mount it onto the wall. Right, just screws onto the wall, plain and simple. Yeah. I used to not really give a damn about instruction manuals, but I guess I'm kind of at that age now where it's like, hey, like, you just spent X amount of money. Like, you don't just YOLO unbox and throw things around. Take a moment. Right, it says pull battery, download the app, pull battery tab, follow the app in on-screen instructions, and that's really it. That's it's not much to this. Okay, so a little booklet there, exactly as we anticipated. And I guess the whole idea after that is to position this in a place where there isn't a whole lot of circulating air, right? But instead is stagnant air, stationary air. And we'll continue to monitor air quality from there. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's Radon in an excessively stretched out, right? 28 minutes. So now you know. And we even started the stream a little bit later, or even started like two or 3 minutes after 11:30. But there we go. Kryptonian, how are you doing, man? What's new with you? We've learned about Radon. Mission accomplished. GG. Bum 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 bum. Do, 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 do. I've been updating or backing up files. I realized that, especially going into this world of being a content guy, you can never have enough storage. You're constantly running out. You're constantly moving from hard drive to micro SD to SD card and finding all the gadgets and things. Like, you gotta be organized. Like, if you're not organized, man, you're cooked. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here. I'm just gonna get a little bit of work done till about I think 12:30. Call it a stream, and off we go. Right? That's what we're working with here. Big corner screen. Yeah, I don't want to overshare, but ultimately, it's I don't mind y'all knowing a thing or two here. Transparency goes a long way. I've got this hard drive now. It's called the aptly named Night with 200 or 2.64 terabytes. We gotta keep going. We gotta keep filling her up. Hey, good. Meeting the fam there, Kryptonian. Well, I'm happy for you and T, and hey man, it's exciting things. Big things are coming. Big things. What's next? Like how long will you be in the West Coast, buddy? I got way too many things on my desk. I gotta clean my desk while updating my files. Bum 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 bum. Let's see. Hopefully that's not too loud. I don't know. I don't know. This is an acceptable amount of. I feel like there's too much going on here, but we're just gonna make our own melodies as we update files. Alright, well, we'll try it. Oh, and then you go to LA. Hey, that's awesome. Cute. I'm glad you're doing it. You're doing it the right way, sir. I did kind of the same. Like I wanted to, when I asked my father-in-law, my wife's hand in marriage. His daughter's hand in marriage. Yes, correct. Pronouns and yes. But when I was doing that, it was actually over Zoom first, right? Because at the time we're separated by continents. But I think it's so much more meaningful to, do it right by the dad and to do it in person. Like I'm glad. Exciting. All grown up. They're all grown up. They grow up so fast. They all grow up so fast. We'll continue to back up files here. Yeah, yeah. Back of files. So I think it's now SD card time, right? I think that's the whole idea. If we just pull everything off this SD card. What are these? View. Please change view. Oh, I think these are some of Catherine's photos. Okay. Oh, cool. This is from her travels before we met. Is this, it's from Australia? Maybe. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Yo. It's cool, right? Yeah, this is from an SD card that came off of from Catherine here. What else am I looking at? Oh, is this a library? Don't know. Okay. Flowers. Yeah, but I think we're gonna back these up, put them in the right folder. Yeah, these are from a different time, so we're gonna save those for sure. And at some point, there should be the most recent photo, which would have been Thug Life. There you go. Holiday Christmas photos. I think this is a nice spot to end our stream today. Yep. I think we're going to pack up our live stream right here. Why not? Yeah, that's it. Plain and simple. We did it. 19 episodes. Some of them are an hour long. Some are a little bit shorter. Man's getting lazy. No, I don't know. I don't want to just fill time for the sake of filling time. I think that's one thing that I always found kind of annoyed me too as a teacher. It's like, hey, like this lesson's clearly not going to fit 75 minutes. Like, what else do I do from here? Like, how do we review? Do we do work time? Do we find extensions? Because there are some concepts that are just not meant to take that long to understand. Given it's not about who can get or how soon we can get there. Often it's about being patient, to be curious, to ask questions, to ask for help, to seek new challenges, to avoid becoming complacent. Right? Boredom is a prison that's self-imposed, I think. Okay, and I'm not saying this as as the advocate for ADHD people who just kind of jump all over the place and then have focus problems, and like that's no, like, have interests. I think that's really what I'm trying to get at, and that only comes from being curious, right? Like, you can't teach that. You have to feel it. You have to want it. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you are if you're kinesthetic Kryptonian, you'll be moving around because that's the way that you learn best. And I'm a very kinesthetic learner. That's the reason why I love drumming. I love like boxing, like just moving around, right? Like all the physical stuff. That's how I learn best. And it varies from class to class, and also based on the subject, like the subject area. As the years have gone on, I guess the shift in how homework is perceived and how it's assigned. And I think a lot of it is just syntax, right? A lot of it's just like vocabulary, semantics, that sort of stuff. But the idea is that, student homework should not exceed, like in a given class, like half an hour a day. Like, if you had to put a time frame on it, half an hour. Now, that's very relative, right? Because for some folks, like, half an hour is light work, easy, give me more. For some folks, it's going to take way more than half an hour because it doesn't make sense. And for some folks, it's kind of like a loosey-goosey, like it's the average length of like an episode of a TV show, right? Like I don't know, anime with with commercial breaks kind of thing. But that's not a lot of time. And the way I've always looked at homework is meant to be an extension of the things that you've like looked at, right? Kind of like a reminder. Like it shouldn't be a regurgitation, but it should in some way kind of hint at things that you learned that day in order to trigger, right, your memory recall, your ability to like your neural connections to make new pathways and to actually learn and apply this stuff. So if you look at it that way, homework shouldn't be a chore. That's it. Like homework should kind of be like a little bit of a conversation where it's like, do I remember anything? And if you do, great. Can you distill it to 3 main ideas, the 3 most salient, most important bits of info? Great. Okay, so if you're doing that in 4 classes a day, that must mean you're learning 12 things in a given day, right? And you're like, well, I don't remember 12 things. I remember 1 thing. Or I'm just going to say I learned nothing. Everything's fine. I think that's the easiest answer. Right, kid comes home from school, parent guardian asks, like, how was your day? And you're like, I learned nothing. I just sat there. But yeah, it adds up for sure. Let's see. Oh, got to take into account there's more. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's true too. Homework does add up. So yeah, and if you look at it that way, approximately, right? So high school classes, 4 classes times 30. Now you're looking at about 2 hours. Yeah, I think that's a fair amount. I don't know. I've always tried to speaking for myself, right? I've always tried to build the lessons with work time involved as well, because folks will struggle, folks will run into problems, and if there's someone, right, if there's an adult, if there's someone they can ask, I think it's more meaningful than an email or than a DM, right? Like that was starting to happen a lot more as the career went on. When I first started teaching, it was very easy to establish that boundary and say, hey, like, I'm sorry you left the thing in the classroom, but the bell rang, like we're all at home now. And then after 2019, 2020, it's like students peer right into our home base, right? How we're living, what's going on. That line kind of got very blurred. And it's important to establish that boundary. It's important. But to define how that boundary, or one should establish that boundary, I don't know, like, good luck, right? You just try to do your best to do right by the people, to do right by your audience, to do right by yourself, to do right by your loved ones. Anyway, went off on a complete tangent there. Let's see, we're talking about homework, right? Homework adding up. It totally does. It does add up. You know what also adds up, Kryptonian? Us rambling and yapping about stuff. That also adds up. Which I think brings us beautifully to almost lunchtime. But just look at this photo. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do with that photo. It's so good. Catherine's like, please don't show that. Well, it's on the internet now. It's on the internet, babe. I'm sorry. It's such a good photo. I like it a lot, you know, and yeah, so much of what we do is defined by the experiences shared with the people in those experiences. So, all right, mon ami, I think this is time to bid you adieu. And to all the folks who are watching, whether we know each other because, you know, education, or we know each other from the other worlds, where we've had the opportunity to meet and get to know each other. Thank you for checking us out. Till next time, folks, be kind, be well, and have an awesome weekend. We'll see you next week for week 10 of these shenanigans. Thug life. Yeah, I think that's a good way to end it.